How's it going, Sha?
Well, it's not so bad. How are you doing?
I am good. I've never been more certain of where I'm not living in the future. I've been on the road a lot,
Hmm.
and I have you've told me about this. I have a problem where, like, because I don't know if it's because of my age or like discussions with my wife, that anytime I'm anywhere, I picture myself living there, and like I'm trying to create or curate a list of potential places.
Right. I wouldn't say it's a problem.
Okay.
It's the problem isn't you trying to imagine yourself living there. The problem is you trying to recreate your Brooklyn
Yeah.
life in these other spaces without seeing what these other spaces can do.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's accurate. And this place, it was on my list of potential places, ironically, specifically because of that. I felt like it
Okay.
had what I knew of the place created that feeling. Uh
Okay.
I'm talking about Pittsburgh. Beautiful city.
Oh, all
You
right.
know what I mean? And I'd never been there until this weekend. What I'd known of it, I really loved. And there were things that it had that, being frank, as a New Yorker, I rarely say this, made me jealous.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
you know what I mean? They had like a similar real estate look, but affordable.
Hmm.
I love like Northeast city cultures. There's like a grittiness. I get to wear my coat. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yep.
I love that. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
you
I'm
put a lot
pro
of
that.
money in them, so you might
Hell
as
yeah.
well.
Timbs and coats, I love it. I was excited. They got, in my opinion, one of the few cities that has better sports culture.
Oh,
They
yes.
have equally successful teams. All
Hmm.
the teams match colors, so there's like a city identity with it.
Right.
They have like a cool brand with the whole Steel City. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I think there's a lot of dope like to that. Less songs about it, but cool songs. Black and Yellow is fire. You know what
Right.
I mean? I'm with it. I was excited. I pull up to where I'm staying, and like I see a block of houses across the street. Absolutely cute, adorable. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna
Hmm.
take a picture of this. I'm gonna send them to Gabby and show her what life could be like here, you know?
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna be cute, and she's gonna fall in love with it. Shot, I stepped out that car.
Mhm.
I have never been colder in my life. My God, yo, Shot. I'm someone that my whole life I've said I fuck with the cold. I turn on the AC all year.
Right.
So that was the last part of the issue that I thought was gonna bother me.
Mhm.
When I cannot stress, literally, I opened the door and my fingers started to hurt. They skipped cold. They just started hurting instantly, like just pain. All 10 digits.
Oh,
Every single
wow.
finger just hurt. And I didn't done any, and then like to get into the place, I had to hit like a code, and like I had no sensations on my thumbs.
Right.
Like I'm brick. So I finally, like, I get into this hotel, and like I get ready for the show. Everything is sweet, everything's nice. I'm back in the car, I'm driving 20 minutes to the
Mhm.
location, and I'm starting to fall in love again. I get out, nope, cold again, equally cold. But this is what really took it to the next level. This was New York had some snow. We had
Okay.
like 3 to 4 inches. They had 11 inches. This
Oh,
is the day after.
right.
I'm freezing.
Uh-huh.
There are remnants of snow.
Yep.
So everyone's aware it snowed yesterday.
Mhm.
I'm freezing like I've never frozen before.
Right.
I show up to this room, 200 people, sold out show. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Sincerely, blessing. I did not see a single person with more than a jacket on. No one addressed the weather. Like, this is a regular ass day. I am having the coldest day of my life. And I watched the whole room like that wasn't even a time. It didn't disturb date night. This was a regular ass day in Pittsburgh that I am like genuinely like questioning if life's worth living. It is the coldest I've ever been, yo. My God, yo. Like I was blown away. Like it felt like everyone was like, yo, everybody, yo, like before Gastor gets here, remember, put away your coats. Don't even
Right.
talk. Like, on God, I thought y'all were playing a prank with me. Like, there's no way that no one I didn't see a scarf. I didn't see a hat. Like, that is wild, yo. It was so cold. And the whole city as a society just decided it's just regular ass weather. I just
Okay.
saw people chilling, walking dogs and shorts,
Yeah.
and I'm over here freezing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, like, on God, I went there like, yo, I'm gonna fall in love with the city. I know Gabby doesn't like the cold, but everything else is gonna be so great. I'm a picture on it. And if
Mm-hmm.
things go, things don't go like the way I dream of, this is a really good plan B city. Fuck that. Never. I cannot. I have never been more sure in my life that I'm never living there, yo. I am in the, this is the, I'm 40 right now. This is the most I'm ever going to be able to handle cold going forward. It's going
Yeah,
to get
that's
worse.
true. Yeah, it's
You know
all
what I'm
downhill
saying?
from here. Yeah.
Yo,
You don't build up
50
that
year old.
muscle.
Nah, that's going to get progressively harder. You know what I mean? And then I call Gabby for empathy, and she's like, no, you get none for me, because that's how I feel every day in New York as a Costa Rican. You know what I mean? So you want to take me up there? No, I'm glad you experienced it. That shit was brick, shot.
Yeah, I think the thing about New York is that it's cold. It gets cold.
Yeah,
Yes. But it's got nothing on. There are still states and areas above it and
yeah,
to the side like that get even colder. And I didn't realize that and really like to the extent of it until I was here for a while as an adult. And any storm would come through here and I'm like, "Oh boy, that was," and I'd go outside and I'm like, I mean, it's cold, but this also feels a little manageable. Am I like bucking up? Am I like and then I'd see what happened in Boston and I'm like, "Oh no,
yeah,
they seem to have gotten it pretty hard." And then anyone I met from I call it the murky New England because I've never been in any of those states and I don't know how they connect and uh, I when you say you're just from New England, I'm like, Is there a city involved, or did you just find a tree and hollow it out and live in it?" And more often than not, that's what they did. And I don't understand it, but but they speak of cold where I'm like, "Oh, that sounds terrible," but you also should get some shelter. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised because Pennsylvania is also one of those states where you think of like I don't know what people think. Maybe they think of Pittsburgh and Philly, and that's like
yeah,
it. And then, but it's a big ass state, and it's not where you think it is. Like there are parts of it where you think it is, but like, so Pittsburgh is like on the other side of the state, right? How
yeah.
long was that drive?
It was brawling. No, nonstop, like 7 hours driving.
See, like
Yeah, that was
that's not
diesel.
that's not quite Atlanta to New Orleans. It's like an
Yeah,
8-hour drive. You know what I mean? And that is like, oh, I'm driving through the Gulf. And
yeah, yo.
you're driving through. So that's a long drive. And that by that point, you're on the other side of the fucking lake. So you're closer to the Great Lakes and it's now you're in the Midwest, really. You're not in the north.
Yeah.
You're in the and yeah, no, that's
And
that's a whole other thing.
yo, also fully admit it. I am a New Yorker through and through. I don't understand geography,
No, me neither.
because of New
Mhm.
York.
Right.
Like, I've never been to Pittsburgh. I've been to Philly. I've been to the Poconos. I've been to
Oh,
East
yeah, I guess that
Stroudsburg.
counts.
That's my Pennsylvania experience.
Okay.
So when I signed up to do this show, I was thinking, oh, like that's in PA too. I could drive. You know what
Right.
I mean? I drive to Philly. Oh, I've driven to PA. I've done that. Nah,
Yes.
that was not what I agreed to. Okay. Because like when you drive through, so Pittsburgh is hilly as hell.
Oh,
And
okay.
like you go over all the hills to get to this really hilly town.
Oh, because the Appalachia do they kinda
It's like elevated as hell. Like I know, like
okay.
I felt like there were several points in the drive where like I was clearly the only person on this highway that wasn't from here.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like people were so mad at me when all I was trying to do was preserve my life.
Yes.
Okay. They
Right.
have highways on God that like the speed limit is 70.
Mhm.
And if you blink, you think you are gonna drive off a mountain. You just see
Yeah.
sky, the wall is 2 feet tall,
Oh, no.
and you're going uphill. So
Oh,
like
no.
you don't see the dip that's coming. So you're just like the road ends. Like, well, what's the plan here? Yo, like I'm doing 70. G, like I'm looking at ways for reassurance. Like, yo, there better be more street. Like you
Right.
just sent me up here. So like there was so many times where like a hard turn was coming, and because of the view of nothing but like me and God, like and the doves, like I would stop like hard, like I'm doing 15 right now because
Yes,
I need to
exactly.
know, like I need to see more street. I'm not doing 70 on faith. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah, no,
crazy.
right. Yeah,
Real talk,
exactly.
like I trust technology, but like Waze be fucking up sometimes. Like I ain't trusting on Waze batting 1,000 that this tree still exists. Now I mean, I'm up here at Mount Rushmore and shit in the sky. You know what I mean? Just high-fiving Jesus, hoping that there's another street around this mountaintop. No, I was hard breaks. Like I need to see the street. So I'm doing like 70 to like 5 miles an hour. See the turn, okay, and then I speed up again. And they was getting tight at me. Like I was getting sleepy, and like you know how like when you're driving too long, you do that weird blink and you're like, oh, I gotta pull over.
Yeah, yes. Uh-huh.
So like every time I did that, all I did was see like a mountain on my side.
Shit.
You know the heart attacks I had on this drive? Like that's
my
1,000-foot drop because of that. Nah. I took I was sleeping all over that road, yo. I was pulling over anytime I felt any remote tiredness because the risk of ruin is too high. In New York, if I do that, I'm gonna like hit some cone divider, and I'm gonna wake up and know, okay, I'm gonna just pull over on this next exit. I'm gonna take a nap in some random part of Queens. There's no naps in the mountains.
There is definitely, I dare say, there's no naps in the mountains for a black guy by himself.
Yo, real talk. Yo, sincerely though, major kudos to anyone from there. Like I have so much respect. Like I cannot. I right now. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? I'm having trauma cold right now on my fingertips because I've been talking about it to you, Sha. Like my fingers are like cold right now, just remembering the moment of me opening that car door, yo.
Yeah, because
I mean, goodness.
Now that I realize that it's mountainous, of course you're cold.
Yeah,
you're in the north. You're not that far from Lake Erie. You know what I mean? You're closer to Akron, Ohio than you are to New York City.
Get that
you know
shit,
what I mean?
Nah, B.
So, like, yeah, there's lake effect, everything. Snow, wind. That wind is something serious. And
that shit is bananas.
And there's a little bit of elevation. So,
not for me.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Real
funny.
talk.
I've heard that Pittsburgh is very cool. Like they have areas or downtown areas. Like it's I don't want to say like hipsters because I don't even know what those are anymore. But like a lot of cool artist types. Like it's really kind of grown into that kind of. There's a atmosphere for that, or neighborhoods for that, or that's just kind of what has grown out of what was our premier steel town.
Amen. Like that's what had me excited because like I know they had like a really popping art scene. The restaurant scene was really cool. There was a lot of trendy things happening. It still had a lot of the old culture by the same token. Like we went to a couple of like known like local sandwich spots that like were there since like the 50s and 40s and shit.
Right.
And like I like that combination of like I still get OG Pittsburgh, but also like I get an art scene that like still feels like I'm in a poppin' metropolitan city. And then like as a artist, I'm always craving space. So like I could probably afford an apartment or a house here where like I could have a studio. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like all of those ideas of like what Sex in the City made me think was possible with blogging. I could do that in Pittsburgh, like I could be a comic. And
I swear to you, that is not where I thought you were going reference wise. That is absolutely not where I thought. I'll give you How to Make It in America or something, but I did not think we were going but you know what? Honestly, Sex in the City has inspired many people to do many things. So
real talk, yo. She had a blog. She had a blog in an apartment. That's just crazy. Real talk. That she like did whenever she felt like it. Like she was like, oh yeah, I almost forgot to update this thing that pays for my life.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did episodes with like, oh yeah, I got the chance. Let me type this up. These like 2 paragraphs that pay for this $100,000 lifestyle that I'm living in 1990. That's the equivalent of $250,000.
We're still trying to put put that together. How the math on that,
You know what I
but
mean? Now, if you'd have told me she was in Pittsburgh, I get it. The math starts mathing. You know what I mean? But that ain't the city they was talking about. You know what I mean?
no, yeah.
She wasn't wearing steel cup boots and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Listen,
Wow. Okay. So what I'm hearing is, um, go to
warm is winning.
Go to Pittsburgh in the summer.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I will like I cannot stress enough. I'm not shitting on the city. It was beautiful. The
Right.
people were dope. The culture stuff that I got to experience made me want to go back to experience more. But I would insist on never feeling the outdoors. I don't know how we do it. I want to teleport from my
Right.
car to the inside of buildings. Y'all need tunnels, Pittsburgh. Tunnels would be great, yo. Real talk. Y'all should be the steel tunnel city. That would be why are we even
What if there
outside?
are tunnels and they just didn't tell you, and that's how all these people are walking
Yo,
to
real
the
talk, yo.
venues in these heated tunnels?
Real talk. I that shit bothered me, Si. Yo, 200 people in this place. Thank you again for coming out. And none of you had a fucking coat on, yo. This was jackets. What the hell, yo? I was blown away.
That's so funny.
Real talk. 100%. Love the city. Will never in my life live there. I can tell you with so much certainty, yo.
You know what? But that's good. That's great. Cross it off the list. We can go on and just cross that off the list.
Exactly. Now I know that's not happening. I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume Chicago's probably off. I feel like they have a similar rep, and I know I was
it's
considering
windy.
it because of the stand-up.
It's very windy and cold because they are literally on the water. And so yes, no, absolutely. I feel like people who came to New York from Chicago were the only people I knew who had like real coats. Because I feel like there was a time there where it would get cold here and I just saw women with like blankets draped over them. And I'm like, that's not where the buttons. What is that? And then I would just think that, and I'm like, that can't be right. And then I'd see someone from Chicago, like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they just wearing a dog bed draped around their neck? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going crazy. I know I'm from Atlanta, but I also know that a coat should have a button. So, all right, great.
Crazy idea. You know what I mean?
So, yes. This is so funny. This is very funny.
Great experience, but never again. Let's get into the news here.
Yeah.
McDonald's making job applicants take weird AI personality tests. Is right. As 404 Media reports, companies like McDonald's, Olive Garden, and FedEx are now requiring job applicants to take personality evaluations, which are then sorted by an AI system whose operations are cloudy at best. The affirmation companies are all contracted by Paradox.ai, a conversational recruiting software company whose strange personality assessments include images of blue-skinned humanoid aliens that applicants are supposed to identify with. One Reddit post fielded by the fine folks at 404, for instance, the application is presented with a photo of two blue aliens standing in a restaurant kitchen. One of the humanoids is evidently tearing up spices by hand as another stands beside them, and the applicants are given the confusing directions to simply click me if the image describes how you generally are, and not me if it does not. Above them, the word traditional is for some reason written as sort of the header. So I just wanted to, I'm describing a picture that's on the test. And then the Redditor who was sharing this image, he said that he was applying to be a dishwasher. So they were making him take an AI personality assessment test to be a dishwasher at a restaurant, at an Olive Garden. 404 is implementing this in a few of their like clients application pools.
Okay. All right. So let me see if I understand what's happening here. So instead of a cartoon character that you're supposed to identify with, they've got these avatar rejects, right?
Yeah.
And they've got pictures of them doing things, and you are supposed to mark whether it is you or not you. Now,
Yeah.
one of the blue people is, in this case, a character named Ash, and that is the you stand-in. So,
Yeah.
whatever you see Ash doing, you are supposed to click, "Yeah, that's something I do," or "Nope, couldn't be me." That's what you're supposed to click. And now the instructions are, before you begin, first, go with your gut and answer honestly. Then it is far more likely we will see what makes you unique. That is AI talk if I ever saw it. And then the
Yo.
second one is, there is not one right answer. The best approach to this questionnaire is to just be you. Huh.
Huh.
Okay. And then the directions. Your guide will be Ash. For each image, simply click me if the image describes how you are, or not me if it doesn't. In this one, there is like a guy, Ash, who's supposed to be you, mixing up something in a bowl or getting ready to add spices to a bowl, and another person behind him watching. And you're supposed to click, like, yep, that looks like me. I would put spices in a bowl while someone watches, or nope, I spice alone. I'm not okay. Here's the thing. So I saw people discussing this on Twitter, and they were just like, why do you need to answer all of these questions? And this guy, like he said, he's just trying to be a dishwasher, and all this AI stuff. Um, and I mean, I imagine, not that I don't know, I don't want to say I am anti AI. I guess maybe it could do some things easier, but I don't see how without really trying to destroy humanity. So maybe I am anti AI. But this kind of thing, though I don't like it, I also didn't like it when it was just in paper form or just
Right.
computer form. Like, I'm sure you applied for a job where they're like, "Great, so there's just this quick questionnaire we need you to answer, and it's 100 questions, and it's all things like, they range they swing wildly in range." So one could just be like, if I use a pen at work and I accidentally take it home, I make sure to bring it back the next day and tell my manager. And then it's like, um, extremely likely, likely, not maybe likely, not very likely,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. And it's like, that's a wild question. And then the next one is, I feel sad during the day. And then extremely likely, likely. And then the third one is the pen question again. Just, if I see a coworker take a pen, I wouldn't say a thing. It's just a pen. And then you answer these things, and and it's 100 of these questions, 100 of
Yeah.
them asking like the same basic 12 questions over and over, and reframing them, trying to catch you admitting that you would absolutely steal a pen from the job or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, so at first you're on top of it. You're like, it ain't gonna catch me. I'm gonna leave all their pens here. I ain't not the kid. But then it wears you down,
Real
so
talk.
that by the time you're at question like 62, you're like, I will put the whole desk in my bag and I don't give a fuck. Just can I clean your toilets or not? You know what I
You
mean?
want me
Like,
to take the pen? Okay, I'll
yeah,
take the pen.
we don't even use pens. I'm trying to make sandwiches for you. You know what I mean? There's that's been going on, and that, I swear, let's see, I'm 50. That's probably 25 to 30 years ago that I'm talking about answering those kinds of questionnaires
Yeah.
on a little CRT monitor or whatever,
Straight up.
with the first like Game Boy Green kind
Oh
of
yeah,
screen on
yo.
it. So
That
the
monitor
whole
had like the apple bottom. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yes, yes, exactly. The when we
Straight
still
up.
called them Macintoshes. So, like, it's I get the issue of the AI aspect of it, but this kind of weird questioning to get what seems to be a simple job has truly been going on for, I can safely say, 30 years.
Yeah.
At least 30 years of these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
the
Like,
point. These personality tests that they started doing, I would say, in like the 90s or something like that.
Yeah, like when I first read it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be deep. And then I realized I was like, oh, this is just you guys have never applied for jobs before.
Right, yeah, like
Like,
yeah, like, it's AI, so that gives it a fresh spin on it that it's 2 blue people doing it, but trust me, they're trying to catch you saying that you would never do anything to harm, you know what I mean? They're trying to
yeah.
figure out, and you, but the thing is you also can't go one way or another. There are lots of, I mean, talk about being kind of an early internet person. There are lots of places you can go where people are like, you don't want to skew too far, like I'm a perfect
Yeah.
person, but you got to be picky about which are the things that you would, like where you can be fuzzy or things like that, like trying to crack these personality things so that I can stock books for you.
Straight up, yo. Yeah, I think two things are happening here. One, um, this is the first time they're applying for jobs,
Okay.
but
Hmm.
unlike our generations, we started working earlier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like we didn't know that this was weird. We just thought everything about it was weird because we're 14.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's just like, all right, this is what old people do when they apply for jobs. Cool. And we didn't tell our parents. They're like, yo, they just did a science experiment on me for me to apply on this job. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But they're like in their educated 20-year-olds applying to be Olive Garden dishwashers, unfortunately.
Hmm.
And they're aware now, like, yo, this is a lot of invasive questions in a
Right.
weird format. So they're older enough to question how weird this is. But
Hmm.
it's just every first job application we've always had. Second, I don't think any of the answers matter, but
Mm.
I do think they're doing experiments on you, like you said, like seeing if you change pattern.
Mm.
What I always thought they were doing was they didn't care what your answer was unless it was a wild extreme. More so, they cared the amount of time you took to take the test.
Like you had to really think about,
Yeah, like
would I
this
take a pen?
yeah, because they're judging your effort, right? They're like, oh, if this person just like knocked this shit out in 2 minutes, he ain't gonna give a fuck about my shit. This is
Right.
his livelihood, and he just did this test in 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Whereas, like, if you someone that like you really gave thought about it, they're like, all right, I could probably work with this person. And then
Right.
the other extreme too, like, yo, you took 4 days to answer this shit. You ain't gonna get anything done in this office. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
I think they were like doing an assessment on you and how you handle weird, monotonous tasks. Because that's
right,
what a job is. They're like, yo, here's this weird thing. You don't know what the real purpose is. Just someone above someone said do it, and it's part of their mission. And how do you handle that when you don't care about the thing or the mission? You just care
right.
about getting this done for my check.
Yeah, yeah, it's very, man, yeah, those personality tests, they were testing a lot that we
Yo,
were aware of and not aware of. And now, unfortunately, no one's getting jobs as teenagers anymore because they're all learning about the kind of shit that you need to use in order to continue to update and create these personality tests. You know what I mean? Like, so now everything, the economy is the way it is, and you can learn you've learned how to code on your phone.
mm,
So now we got a bunch of little coders. We got a bunch of people who can edit shit. We got a bunch of editors. We got movie editors and directors, thanks to TikTok, trying to wash dishes at Olive Garden and then encountering this shit. And they're just like, this will get them. And it's like, you don't know. These kids are smarter. These
mm.
people are smarter. The technology is such, just putting a fucking blue dude in here and saying that's you look at what he's doing, would you do that, doesn't even, and it's so, and also that is a real, like, what does this mean? It's a picture of this character spicing a bowl and someone behind him. Does that mean yes, I take direction, or does that mean I'm taking charge, or does that, you know what I mean, like what,
Yeah.
like, that isn't even clear in the way, like, I accidentally took a pen home. Like, I like, it's
Yeah,
different.
that's wow.
Yeah, like, so what are you, man, honestly, what you need to do is, if it matters to you, I guess, make me pee in a cup if you care about that. Or I don't know, take a strand of hair. Whatever the drug is that you're like, I'd rather you not be on this when you're here.
Yeah.
Find out when they can come in and then give them a paid trial to see if it's going to work out, if they're going to be able to come in at that time. And then what? I guess their banking information for direct deposit. Like, I don't understand, if they got a reference or they have call someone, check a couple of them references, because
That's it.
they went through the trouble of telling their friends, "Hey, I told them that you do this and they may call you." So call a
Mhm.
couple of them,
That's
see,
it.
check the references, and then, we can go from there.
Yeah.
But it's the
Also,
kind
if
of
it doesn't
what?
work, you can just let them go. So
Let
yeah,
them
just
go.
let them try. If they can't,
Let
they
'em
already showed up. They want a job. Let them rock. I got to
Yeah.
tell you, by the way, as a hiring manager, I loved hiring somebody that got high. They added fun to the room. So yeah, I constantly ignored that test. I wouldn't hire like a whole staff of people.
Yeah,
Uh,
because as someone who does not smoke, working with a bunch of people who are high
yeah,
is
that's wild.
not fun.
But 1 out of 10 is cool ratio. Like they add something. I don't know what it is. Like every now and then they have a genius answer to something.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? It was interesting. They saw the world different. I took it too far once. I hired someone who got high on something that wasn't weed, and
Okay.
like that was special.
Yeah, that's
Um,
different. That's
yeah,
different.
I would get phone calls about that guy on my days off, and they're like, "Yo, he's like moonwalking, like weird shit." Uh,
Now,
but
I've worked with some people who were certainly on something that wasn't, just weed,
yeah,
but not a lot, and when they did, they went out and worked their section, and their sections were spotless. So,
yeah.
really, we were like and they pulled, like, double shifts because they had no idea of time, and we were just like, "Okay, so we'll go ahead and take them off of the schedule for the next 2 days because when they come down from this, they
Hmm.
will need to sleep."
Straight
Um
up.
yeah, so you adjust around it.
Yeah, that
You
was my
adjust
floater.
around it.
That's
Yeah.
how I treated him. I was like, yo, when he shows up, we just gonna pick up productivity that day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when he doesn't, we run as if like normal. Like that's
Right.
our normal now. He doesn't exist. He shows up. He's an extra. You know what I mean? And he was
Did you
phenomenal when
call
he
him
was
your
there.
floater? You said he
Straight
was
up, that was the floater. He popped in like, oh, okay, we good. We got extra hands on deck today. We gonna do shit extra. That shit
right.
was dope. He was the homie. I knew he was different because on his second shift, he asked me for a loan, like a personal loan. Like
Okay.
straight up, yo, he came like, yo, I
All
need
right.
like $17. I need money.
The amount. You know
I was
what?
like, what? Yo, like he pulled me aside into an office to talk to me about it. And I was like, yo, you different, my G.
I mean, but I also understand there are some jobs like one of the places I worked where when you decide to apply to that place, you're kind of already at a
you in a,
place of
you
like,
you in a tough spot. Yeah.
so when you get there, like we understood. So your first shift, it's like your first few shifts, we got you on lunch. We got you
Yeah,
on that.
straight up.
Don't worry about it. We got you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if you needed like 20, we understood.
Yeah. I
You
told
know?
him, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you, homie. Like, I can't cause like A, I don't know you, and B, I'm the manager's is weird. It
Right.
opens up like an odd situation for like
Yes.
other people asking me.
Right.
But I feel you.
Hmm.
And I was like, yo, this is the part of the fridge that I know if you took something, no one will be mad. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I was like, go
Yeah.
crazy.
You
Real
you
talk.
just
That's
kind of
the
show them the way to make
like,
it until they
yeah.
can
I was like,
really
yo,
make it.
and because I was like, yo, we get paid weekly. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? Like, you just gotta make it till Friday, my G. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And here's the situation. And then like, I was like, yo, good luck, homie. I offered him a ride the second day.
Mhm.
You know, that was scary. But yeah, we had some fun. Real talk. Yeah, wherever you at, Joey. Real talk, man. I'm rooting for you, homie. You know what I mean? He was an interesting dude, man.
Oh my gosh.
If you would like
Mm.
for more drug diversity hires,
Wait, don't make me don't make me scream.
all you gotta
Drug
do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think they deserve to work? Of course they do. How else will they pay for the drugs?
mm. That's a very good point.
Come
That's
on,
an excellent point.
Real talk. 5 stars, you see the vision, you need them, okay? What else are we going to talk about when we get home to our partners? You know what Joey did today? Did a lot for my
Another
marriage.
excellent point.
Telling
They
you.
facilitate conversation.
Always,
they make things
everywhere.
happen. Yep.
Sincerely, if you have problems, there's like 1-800 numbers. I'll add them.
You should look for help. Not
Real
for
talk,
jobs.
yeah.
Look for help.
I'm just fucking around, but like for real, I don't want that for y'all. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am the outside of caffeine, mostly drug-free in the new year, Gastor Almonte. With the always drug-free.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, unless we want to count sugar, and I don't think we should.
No, never. Real
Please
talk.
don't. Please don't.
No sugar. Shalewa Sharpe. Well, plenty of sugar, but don't count it against
actually, all the sugar, Shalewa Sharpe.
Oh man, this is the end of this podcast. Took a weird pivot episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.